Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're doing another Khans of Tarkir Swiss draft. I actually like the rare in this pack, Jeering Instigator, big fan. You get a creature, you get a surprise active treason effect, it's very good. I think I'm going to take it. Some other picks notable in here are, well, I guess Abzan Guide's a pretty good one. Kieran's fine, Treasure Cruise is good. Weapon Master's fine as well. Crippling Chill, big fan of that card. Nothing else in here is too impressive, but I actually do like Instigator. Even though it is essentially just a creature with active treason on it, the versatility of that alone makes it far superior to active treason in my mind. But I'm going to take it here. I like that card a lot. Oh, wow. Past an utter end. Well, that card's good. It also has a debilitating injury in here, another crippling chill, another treasure cruise, a little fixing. Well, I'm okay taking utter end. I know that would immediately put me in Mardu colors, but let's be honest, that's probably one of the best removal spells in the format. I guess it's 4 mana, so it's expensive, but it does deal with everything. And otherwise, I guess the pick would probably be injury. But if I take black-red, I mean, isn't the only path Mardu anyway, which would be black-white-red? So, I don't know. I think I just take the other end and like it. Okay. Well, to get a Horde Chief, big fan of that card. It's also Watcher of the Roost, but I think Horde Chief's better, especially in Mardu. I hope people don't just turn it off right away because I'm doing my favorite archetype. I'm Alex Stephenson playing the Alex Stephenson deck. Take the Horde Chief, Aspirant, Watcher. Nothing else too crazy good in here. Skull Hunter's fine too. Rush of Battle. Let's just take Horde Chief. Huge fan of this card. Okay, there's a Pony back. There's also a Defiant Strike. Nothing else too interesting in here. I guess Swarm of Bloodflies is a pretty reasonable card. But I'd still rather have Pony back, I think. Sort by converted mana cost. Well, I'd like Warden of the Eye. Could I make it work? You know, I probably could. I've already got the red and white, but red's possibly the splash color. You know, honestly, black could be the splash color. I could take Warden here. The only other pretty reasonable pick is, I guess, Rite of the Serpent, because it's a deal with everything card. But I'm okay with taking Warden here, as odd as that might seem. If I can get any sort of land that gives me blue, I feel more comfortable about it. But this is a pretty powerful effect, actually, especially in a deck that presumably is going to have a lot of removal. I'm really not passing up that much. I'm just going to take it. Okay, another Pony back. There's also Windscarred Crag, which is fixing we're looking for. I'm a big fan of the Pony back, though, and this is going to open us up for future Rush of Battles being much better. I do think this deck's going to need fixing, especially if it wants to make this Warden work, but I think I'm just going to take the Pony back here and try and make like a nice tokeny, Trumpet Blasty deck. So I can take Trumpet Blast here. I can also take Horde Ambusher, which gets rid of a blocker. There's also Dragon Throne, which I would say is pretty good in this deck. I mean, Trumpet Blast is similar, but Dragon Throne is actually rare. We don't have any high power guys, but even giving your guys all +1/+1 is pretty good. Problem with Dragon Throne is it's pretty slow, and we look like a deck that really wants to be more aggressive. I'm going to take the Trumpet Blast here. I do like the Dragon Throne, but I'm going to take the Trumpet Blast. Alright, Smite is pretty reasonable, but I think I'm going to go Watcher. I like the Flight. I like just Sky Student too, especially since it's a 2-drop, but it's actually pretty good with Trumpet Blast as well. But I actually think Watcher is a very good card. And I'm going to take it over the Smite too. All right, well, we get another, or we get a chance to get a Horde Ambusher here. There's also Trumpet Blast. There's also Treasure Cruise, which tabled. So if we're making Warden work, there's a chance that we could make... Basically, I could play base red-white, splash black, splash blue. In order to do that, I'd need some good fixing. I'm just going to take a Horde Ambusher. I think we're going to be base white-red, and then splash the black, possibly splash the blue. All right, we can take Canyon Lurkers here. Dazzling Ramparts is an okay card, but I think Lurkers is a little bit better maybe. All right, Rush of Battle seems like a pretty easy choice here. Leaping Master is actually a pretty reasonable 2-drop, but let's just pick up the Rush of Battle now. I think once we get the Rush of Battle and have the Trumpet Blast, we're actually just set on I'm gonna take the banner here, but on I don't think we're playing it. On cards that pump our tokens. That's what I was trying to spit out there. Double Ponyback and Horde Chief currently as token producers. I'll take a cancel. Warbeamoth. I've played it. I enjoy it. It's a nice second to last card to get. Or was that the last card? Guess it could have been. Oh, no, second to last. But yes, good second to last card to get. Warbeamoth is, in my opinion, highly playable in this format. Let's start moving these down a little bit here. So 9 3-drops. Yeah, it's quite a bit, but also keep in mind we typically play 18 land decks. So, and by we, I mean I typically play 18 land decks. So, oh, what does this crazy card do again? Reveal the top 8, put a creature card on the battlefield, rest in your graveyard. You can put, that's a pretty cool card. I mean, it's unfortunate that it's like completely off color from us, so I don't think it's going to happen. But it is good. We already have 9 creatures. I'm pretty tempted to take this Burn Away or the Aerostorm. The problem with Aerostorm is the double red. But Aerostorm does hit face. Burn Away only can kill creatures. I think I like the Aerostorm more. There's probably a higher chance Aerostorm wheels, but do I want to count on that? There's also High Spire Mantis, which is a pretty fantastic card. There's also Unyielding Krumar, which is a warrior, but I think it's really Aerostorm or Burn Away. And even though this is a sorcery, the fact that I can hit face, I think I'm just going to take the Aerostorm. There really are some times where you play Aerostorm, and I think I value this higher than a lot of people. So if I get criticism for that, it's understandable. I don't know what to say. I just value it higher than most people, pretty much. Could take the Nightblade here. I feel like I want some 2-drops. I do like the Bondkin, but Nightblade is a pretty solid 4-drop. It also is in black, though, which I think at this point is our splash color. I guess for that reason, I could just go 2-drop. Nightblade's a better card, but I currently am just rocking a million 3-drops. This deck, I do want it to be aggressive, which means we need a lot of 2-drops to be successful. So I think I am going to take the worst card over the card that's likely in our splash color and more expensive. Okay, Swift Spear is pretty nice and aggressive. We have a couple raid cards currently. It's still good with Rush of Battle. It's still very good with Trumpet Blast. I wish we had more raid. Otherwise, I could take an Aerostorm. I can also take Bloodfell Caves. I have to think about that. Currently, I'm only rocking 3 black cards in our deck, which means I may be able to wait a little bit on the fixing. Taking a second Aerostorm here is questionable. I kind of want the Swift Spear, just for pure aggression. The problem is we have a lot of creatures, which not as good as Swift Spear, but I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the Swift Spear. There's a chance we get some more Horde Chiefs or more raid. I guess Skull Hunter's not as good. Certainly not good on the splash. Opulent Palace helps fix for Warden, but we just might not play Warden. I'm going to take the Swift Spear. I'm feeling it. It's uncommon. It's very good. Okay, so we can take Dragon Grip here. There's also Active Treason. We have the Instigator already, but I don't mind taking a second Active Treason. There's also Rite of the Serpent, but black is definitely seeming like the splash color, which makes that worse. Dragon Grip is pretty good. We don't have a ton of Ferocious, though. None at all currently, which definitely makes that worse. That being said, it's not a bad card. It's good with Prowess. There's another Trumpet Blast as well, but between Trumpet Blast and Rush of Battle, I'm pretty good on that front. I'm okay with taking Active Treason. I'm not a big fan of taking Active Treason here. Not that it's bad, it's just I don't know how likely it's going to end up in the final product of this deck, but then again, the same kind of goes for and just all the Active Treasons. All right, we could get a third pony back here, which isn't bad. There is a Windscarred Crag now, but I think because our base colors are red-white, I don't need to take it. Whereas if I take pony back here, that is a pretty consistent token build. Barrage of Boulders is going to be a problem, but I'm going to take the pony back. I can take Summit Prowler here. I can also take the Bloodsucker, but we don't have enough high toughness guys to really make that shine. Shambling Attendance is a fine card, but this doesn't seem like the deck for it. I guess I'll take a Summit Prowler. Not a very good card, but certainly playable. Here I'm going to take the Barrage of Boulders for a few reasons. First and foremost, it destroys us. Like, it just absolutely rips us apart. Secondly, it's an excellent sideboard card to have. Even though we have very low chance, one card to get the Ferocious, just sometimes against opposing tokens, it's nice to be able to destroy them all in one fell swoop. All right, I'm going to take the Treasure Cruise here. Still not likely to play it, considering I just don't think it's likely to happen, but here I can take Defiant Strike. Not that it's particularly good here. Put it on a Swift Spear, I guess. I don't know. Otherwise, Krumar, which very unexciting on the splash. I'm going to take the Defiant Strike. It's a chance we get some more prowess. All right, Tracker, I guess I'll take it. Not likely to play it. I'll set it in the sideboard for now. Snakeskin, not so good on the splash. Siegecraft, not all that good. I guess we'll take the Sandbar, mostly because we're going to be a quick deck, I think. But maybe we're not going to be quick. I don't know yet. We may actually be a slow deck. But I wanted to take that because taking away early plays from your opponent typically is a good plan. I don't think we're going to play Rite of the Serpent, but it's probably more playable than Set Adrift, I guess. Dreadmaw can be good against us. I think Cancel can be too, but Dreadmaw can, I think, has more upside for our opponents. All right, well, that was an okay pack. I think at this point we're probably just not going to be able to make blue work, which is okay. We have 18 cards currently that I'm happy with. We have 0 fixing, which is a bit scary, but we only need 5 playables to make this a deck, and I do like the plan. All right, we could take Just Sky Student, which is a good card with Trumpet Blast, Defiant Strike, and Rush of Battle. We can take War Shrieker, which is good with our... I think we actually just take the War Shrieker because we have Endless Morph. So it does make sense. I do want more early game, but I think I just take the War Shrieker here. It lets you really power out some plays on turn 4, in my opinion. Okay, here's our Horde Chief. I think at this point I just take Horde Chief over anything. There is Sandstep Citadel, which is good fixing, but I think Horde Chief's just too important with the Trumpet Blast and the Rush of Battle. It's just too much of what we want to do in this deck. I would like the Warname Aspirant. That's a pretty solid 2-drop, but it's not as good as Horde Chief, in my opinion. All right, here's a Chief of the Edge, which ordinarily would be really good, but I feel like I'm not easily going to be able to play that on turn 2. Whereas Einok Bonkin is just, with no fixing, it's just going to be much easier to cast. Like, Chief of the Edge is very good with, how many warriors do we have? 3, 4, 5. We only have, we actually surprisingly don't have that many warriors. I'm just going to take the Bonkin here. The Einok Bonkin. I like the Heart Piercer too, but what? It's just... we need some more early game. We don't have much early game at all. We have two or less drops. We're just so clunky in the middle. I mean, if I'm playing 18 lands, maybe there's a better argument for the Heart Piercer, but that's tough. I'm going to take the Bonken. I want the 2-drop. All right. Well, here we can take Bloodfell Caves. There's also a Chief of the Scale, which would be nice. And Bring Low, which would be nice, but I'm going to take Bloodfell Caves here. We are actually going to get at least one piece of fixing in this deck. All right, well, I'm going to take another Bonken. Bloodfire Expert's fine, but we have infinite 3-drops right now, so all the Bonkens I can ask for are always going to be welcome in this deck. Very good card. So we're up to 22 cards, so this is basically a deck, but I can easily upgrade. I think because of Rush of Battle and Trumpet Blast, I really want this Horde Chief. We're going to cut another 3-drop creature for it. I think it's easily the Behemoth. Now, granted, there is a Windscarred Crag in here, which I would like, but I'm not going to take it over this Horde Chief. I'd rather just make a solid game plan than worry about mana too much with this deck. Can take an Outburst here. I could also take a Tormenting Voice, but I think Outburst is just the pick with Trumpet Blast and Rush of Battle. And then we cut probably Act of Treason, because we already have that effect in creature form. So we'll take the Outburst here. And yes, we will get destroyed by Barrage of Boulders, but maybe we're the only one that got that one common. It really does wreck us, I admit. I guess we take Bloodfire Expert. There might be a card might be a less exciting card to play, like Defiant Strike. It's probably better than Defiant Strike in our deck. Not that Defiant Strike's bad necessarily, it's just not all that great. And Bloodfire Expert is actually good with Barrage of Boulders too. Alright, let's cut the Defiant Strike. I guess we'll take the Temur Charm. It's the best card remaining, and we're not going to play the Sage Eye Harrier. Or Temur, rather. Gotta make sure you say those names right. I guess I'll hate fixing on somebody. Erase is a pretty solid sideboard card. I'll take it. Tormenting Voice is an option. I don't think we're likely to play it, but it is an option. Shatter, I guess it's a sideboard card. I don't care if they play Skuldkin and Blazebringer. All right. So we have a deck. We have one piece of fixing, which is admittedly not that good, but we don't have that many black spells. We have 3 Ponyback Brigades and a Utter End. So I think if I play Bloodfell Caves plus 3 Swamps, we're good on the black front. And then I just need to focus on red and white in this deck. And at that point, I think it looks great. Triple Horde Chief with Trumpet Blast and Rush of Battle. This deck very easily could have run another Trumpet Blast or another Rush of Battle, but having both makes me comfortable enough with this Omega token deck. We have infinite 3-drops, which kind of sucks, but I mean, a lot of them require 5 mana to even do anything. So let's take the Bloodfell Caves. Let's sort by color, I guess, and take a look. So 4 cards that require black, and then we're mostly red, and we only need a little bit of white. So I'm guessing I want my distribution to be... They said 3 swamps too, so I agree with that. And then they say 9 sources of red with 6 sources of white. I disagree with that. So let's go down and up here. So we'll go 8 sources red, 7 sources white, and then 4 sources black. It's not great. I would have liked to have 8 and 8, but I don't feel comfortable playing 3 black sources really. Maybe I should, but 3 black sources is pretty low. So I think I am going to play it like this. It kind of sucks that We're only playing 7 white sources, and we have 3 2-drop white spells, but I mean, I admit, I kind of went spell value over fixing in this format, or in this draft, but I've kind of just started doing that in general in this format. I feel like, I don't know. I really feel like the tried and true method for me, or where I've found the most success, is the focus on the 2 colors, and then the third color just lightly incorporate into your deck. And it usually works. I mean, like I said, black's really not invading our deck that hard. The ponybacks are just basic morphs at the moment, so gray ogres that we're running. And then the utter end, you presumably play that a little bit later in the game. Our removal kind of sucks. I admit to that. But we've got a game plan, which is pretty solid. I guess we don't have to run the lurkers. They're not all that good. Can I do something in that place? I could do a tormenting voice. I actually think I want to do that. I'm going to cut the... I feel like Canyon Lurkers is the weakest card in the deck, I think. Let me look again. Yeah, I think it's the weakest card in the deck. So I think I actually want to do this Tormenting Voice. This can actually help us quite a bit. If we're getting flooded, it helps, and if we're missing one of our colors, it also helps. So I think that's going to work out reasonably well for us. We also have Swift Spear and Bloodfire Expert, so we have a couple actual prowess cards. Summit Prowler, also a little bit underwhelming. Do I have something I'd rather do than a Summit Prowler? I'm actually trying to debate whether Lurkers or Summit Prowler is a better card. I almost want to say Lurkers is a better card, but I don't know why. Maybe because it's less color intensive? Or maybe it's because you get to leave up that illusion. I think it's mostly because no one expects the Canyon Lurkers. When you have 4 mana, no one expects you to be able to unmorph your morph dude when you only have 4 mana. So I think that's why it's probably better than Summit Prowler for the most part. That and the fact that it just requires 1 red, I think makes it a sexier option for me. So that being said, I think this is how I'm gonna run it. So we are the token strategy. We did get a Trumpet Blast and a Rush of Battle. Would have settled for 1 more Trumpet Blast or Rush of Battle, but 2 is, like I said, I believe good enough. So gonna run it like this, and hopefully we're successful. We'll see you around 1.